Welcome to your Love's Buzz podcast for Thursday, February 7th, 2019. Before we get to this week's actual podcast, I would like to update you on some news coming out of Y&R. Young and the Restless is going to be airing a very sweet tribute to Christophe St. John, who passed away, and they're going to be airing that on February 8th. So it's going to be this Friday, you guys, so hang on to that tightly, all right, and make sure that you don't miss it. And if you're kind of like me, when we lose people like this who are so incredibly amazing to us, I hold it on my DVR. I tend to hang on to things like that on my DVR for months. So yeah, I think we're going to be doing that, and I know I will anyway, so yeah. All right, I wanted to talk to you once again about something personal, you guys. I, up until very extremely recently, was in a relationship, and I'm now out of this relationship. And there is a point, I think, when you start to lose yourself because the other person tends to be so afraid to get lost in the background and to feel less than, that they have to put you there to kind of build themselves up. I just think that that's really, it's incredible that somebody would want to do that to somebody else, you know, and say some things that make you feel like you were less than, and like people don't think as highly of you as they do of the other person, and basically grinding you into the ground to lift themselves up. It's disgusting. It's very poor of that person to do. And so I want to take a minute and talk about that. I want to say, you know what? Don't do that. Don't do that. Just because you are so completely insecure of yourself, talk to somebody instead. Don't use somebody to make yourself feel better and grind that other person down until they literally question themselves and what they do. And are they any good? Are they deserving? Are they worth it? Maybe they should just quit the things they love because, well, you're better. No. Nobody should do that. Nobody should feel that way. It sucks. It's demeaning. It's cruel. It's pathetic. And get a life. That's just how I feel about it. Get your life back. Get your life back. Get your life back. And we've all been through some pretty nasty relationships, I'm sure. So, you know, I mean, the worst thing that you can do as a person is stay. Don't allow it to continue for whatever reason you have in your mind. Well, you know, I'm doing it for so and so, or I don't want to rock the boat, and putting all the excuses that enable that person to hurt others. Maybe they'll change. Ooh, that line. Yeah. That incredibly horrid line. Maybe they'll change. No. No. And you know, a person can feel when things are changing in a relationship. Things are a certain way at the beginning, and then it just slowly, the manipulation starts, and slowly the tactics begin to take over, and more, you're just trying to let it go, till more and more you're begging, no, just listen for a minute. Why? Why can't you just listen for a minute? Well, I'm going to tell you something. When it gets to the point where that person is screaming at you so hard, where makes you scream back, yeah, that's the end. That's the end. Relationships are not supposed to hurt. Love is not supposed to hurt. Don't forget that. Love is never, ever supposed to hurt. It's something that grinds people's self-worth. And nobody has the gall or the right to do that to another person. So if that person I'm talking to is you, and that's what you do, stop. Look it over. Think it over. Think of what you're doing and what you might stand to lose. Make sure to do that because it's very, very important. I told you guys in the beginning that every now and then I was going to get extremely personal with this podcast because I feel like if something is going to succeed and if a bond is going to happen between me and you, I can't be holding things back. Things need to come out. You need to hear it. And that is the only way that we are going to get through things together, that maybe I can give a little help to somebody who just might need to hear that one little thing that lets them know that they are worth it, that they're important, that they're awesome, and that nobody else can do what they do. And that in this world, there is nobody else like you. And you are good, and you are wonderful, and you absolutely deserve to follow your dreams and not be crushed. Just to have somebody make themselves better because, well, you got to step on someone to get somewhere, don't you? No. People don't have to do that, and you don't have to be that stepping stone or that punching bag. So, I leave you with this one thing today. Take a look at yourself, and if you are in that position of feeling less than, and you are in what I have described throughout this whole podcast, please make sure, just get out. It's not worth it. It's no good. And it's definitely not healthy. It'll weigh on your health for sure. The person you're with should be your rock, should be the person you can talk to. And not only talk to about certain things when the other person feels like maybe listening one day. No. You make sure. You make sure it's someone good and someone who is deserving of you. And with that, everybody, thank you so much. And I'm sorry that the last couple of days I have gone without a podcast. I never planned to go without a podcast on any day. So this was kind of unexpected, and I am really, really sorry about that. I will be getting back to it because my time doing this and the love and appreciation that you guys have shown has been incredible. So I want to thank you for that, okay? And before I go, me and my very best friend in the whole entire world, Ice Pets Queen Trish, have started a video podcast together. And it's called TC Time Podcast. So along with all the links in the description below, that one will be added as well as once I get everything together further, my best friend in the whole world, Trish, I'm going to be adding her links as well. And I also, once again, want to send a big shout out to Will. Will has been amazing as well. And I just want to thank every single one of you guys for being such a bright light. I love you. And I totally mean that because I've had a couple of people who have been keeping up with my podcast and making sure to comment below, which I want all of you guys to do. And that has meant everything to me. So the light shines on, and it's because of you guys and my family. So I love every single one of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon. Subscribe, share, like, all of it. Just do it, please, because we help each other. Mwah, mwah, mwah.